What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here. I know nobody's going to get a notification for this video. I may release it tomorrow when more people will, but I thought I would share some thoughts on this Stop J Station thing. Look, I strongly dislike his content. From what I've seen of the man, I strongly dislike the man. Speech and art that is inoffensive, that people agree with, doesn't need protecting. And so I get that it's difficult for many people to feel like going against the grain, going against this Stop J Station thing. But the reality here is this is still a witch hunt. This is still, most of it is buoyed by think of the kids. Think of the kids. Think of this guy's got to be stopped. Think of the kids. No, I disagree with that. Now, if you want to make the argument that he has abused copyright, that he's had misleading titles and thumbnails, if you want to use the existing system to award him multiple strikes and have his channel removed in that fashion, if he has that many true infractions, that I would agree with. But you can't simply say, delete this guy, remove his channel simply because he makes distasteful videos about, people doing, a Ouija board at 3 a.m. That he bought a slave off of the dark web, and the person who pretended to be a slave happened to be black. So what? Is it the type of content I have any interest whatsoever in? No. Is it content that I think should be promoted? No. Could you make the argument that his content is not family friendly? Probably. But I would not support any specific enforcement of rules against J Station that nobody else has to live by. It is not something I take lightly. Free speech is not something I take lightly. And I know YouTube runs a business platform. And look, YouTube could very well just demonetize him now after this. Look, the guy who's running this, I think Keemstar, I saw a video he did. He's very powerful. He has a big following. He says other people will make videos. But let me tell you how this is all going to play out. This isn't going to just affect J Station. Nobody cares about J Station. This is how you get another adpocalypse. This is, if the mainstream media picks this up as people would like, they don't care about J Station. The headlines will not read J Station. The headlines will read, deplorable YouTuber monetizes horrible videos about such and such. And this will be used against all YouTubers. So you have to decide, is the collateral damage worth it? Because what we have here is essentially Carlos Maza again. He didn't like one particular YouTuber, all right, maybe not for the same reasons, but he took on a crusade and the entire platform suffered. No, I do not support canceling. I do not support a witch hunt for J Station. Do I support everybody making exposed videos? Sure. Do I support people going into his comment section and linking their exposed videos? Sure, fine. But J Station is not a unique or irreplaceable person on this platform. If you deplatform him, another person will simply take his place. So then you have to ask yourself, and I know this video is going to probably be heavily disliked. I share an audience with a lot of people that think he should just be flat out deplatformed. I'm okay with that. The question you have to ask yourself is, if I accept that removing J Station would not stop further people, would not stop further people from doing what he does, then what are you really asking for? You're asking for a rules change. You're asking for a terms of service change that will affect everybody, not just J Station. You lift up the rock and 20 spiders scatter everywhere. That's can be frustrating to squash them all, but they're going to come back, and you're going to have more people like him. The guy has made millions on YouTube. You don't think that there's hundreds of channels just like him? This is exactly the same stuff with the prank channels. Every time something gets popular that people don't like, it appeals to kids who don't care, essentially. I don't think grown adults were watching Prank in the Hood Gone Wrong. Pretty sure that content is for 12-year-olds. If they're younger than that, they're supposed to be using the YouTube Kids app, so maybe his channel needs to be classified as for adults only. You could make these arguments, but if you're going to make these arguments, please, I beg you, make them of a sound, factual basis on actual infringements or actual copyright strike or community guideline strike worthy activities, and not just I don't like him. You know, I watched Keemstar's video, and he uses Logan Paul's video to justify how evil J Station is, because Logan Paul went to the forest, he filmed a body like a moron, uploaded that to YouTube. The next day, J Station went there, or a few days later, and he says he treats these two things like they're the same. Well, let me tell you something. There are probably thousands of videos on this forest. In fact, Vice has a very, very popular one. And there's a primary difference between J Station's video and Logan Paul's, and that is one didn't have a body hanging from the tree. His 3 a.m. videos, XXXTentacion, if that's how they say his name, never really knew. Mac Miller, Attica, disgusting videos. I agree. Ban-worthy videos? No. I don't believe they are. So again, when you use examples and you demand somebody to be deplatformed, you must think about the collateral damage. And when people say, well, Jeremy's just worried about it, you're dang right I am. And I'm worried about the other thousands of other creators who have it constantly more and more difficult, have a more difficult time scraping by on this platform. He uses a video of a kid that did a 3 a.m. Kobe video and refers to that kid as a fan of J Station. Maybe that kid is a fan of J Station, but we don't know that unless Keem did some sort of investigation. All we know is that he made a video like that. What this is a targeted approach that is going to have too much collateral damage. Yes, J Station is trash. And yes, I support him getting all of the community guideline strikes that he deserves. But what I don't support is flailing wildly and demanding somebody be deplatformed and not taking into account your reach and what's going to happen when it gets out there. This is the same guy, Keemstar, dude. This is the same guy. You're the same guy that understood. Remember that kid was live streaming endlessly about some, ped ring on YouTube, and everybody was like mad at him, saying like, dude, you're blowing this out of proportion. You're going to cause another. This is the same thing. This is the exact same thing. People getting together. I know it's not easy, right? But you've got to have principles and you've got to stick to them. If he deserves a community guideline strike, let them rain down from above. All right? But there are plenty of awful people on this platform that make awful content. And if we allow ourselves to bend our definition of freedom of expression, of freedom of speech, simply because we don't like that person, we're no better than the censorious SJWs so many of us hate. We're no better than big government censoring people. We're no better than big tech skewing results on social media. We're no better than any of them. if we just throw it all away simply because we all agree the guy is trash, which we do. So I only ask that think of your principles when it comes to producing this stuff. And again, I support 100% exposing this guy and making content off his name, making money off his name. Make every time somebody Googles his name, they see 100 exposed videos. That I support, all right? What I don't support is demanding deplatforming.